There we go. Hey there, everybody. We're running late because, I had to move stuff. Moving's hard now when I'm 40, and now I'm stiff, tired, and grumpy, and ready to talk about some football, including the AFC West. So stay tuned. Let's get this thing started. Bam. Nothing like a blues electric guitar to get everybody going. Hey there, everybody. It's Mr. First Down, your favorite Titans fan, here with my favorite Titans fan, Brandon Knowles, Titans fan 93. Sir, how are you? Happy Friday. Thanks for being on the show on a Friday, not a Saturday, because as we all know, I celebrate being 40 tomorrow. The great thing. Hey, I guess the Thunder is winning or has won as the NBA Finals on a football. What happened? My internet just
There you go.
Sorry.
You froze.
There we go. I know. It does this at least once, and I don't know why. It hates me. It hates me is what it comes.
They mentioned the Thunder, just need a little lightning.
Yeah. Thunder, Kachiga. That's my life with cars on in the background all the time. So how are you today, sir? Are you doing well? Yeah.
Doing well. Been a busy day, and it's actually storming outside, so coincidentally, boom, thunder.
Yeah. We got it earlier, so everything was nice and wet, which is nice for me because I had to put posts in there to put lights up. So I was happy to have the wet ground. But yeah, it was a little windy and rough. So now it's your turn out there in the great state of Virginia,
North Carolina.
North Carolina. I did it again. I always do it. It's one of the mountain ones out east. Anywho, we'll get to a couple of stuff. We got a little bit of housekeeping here. So long, Amy Wells, more than 10 years sitting at that position. Hate to see her go. She, her Instagram post made it sound like it's totally fine. I don't think she appears to be heartbroken or something like that. So good for her. Thank you, Alan. Alan, look, I'm already having a rough day. See, this is why you can't let Cowboys fans watch your show. They get a little antsy. Anyway, but he's a happy man. He's feeling good right now. He is also the co-host of On the Mat, which is also under the Fanboys Unleashed umbrella, your wrestling show, whenever he is out of overtime, I should say. But Amy Wells says, hangs it up there, Brandon. She hangs it up. And she says she's still rooting for the Titans and everything. So still lives in Nashville, says she will still go to the games and be around. So obviously probably not some bad blood there with the changeover.
No, not at all. And I think it's tough because we're seeing a lot of change already. We got new faces coming in, and it's definitely been a whole swap. And you kind of had to suspect, is this coming, especially because everybody that came here, they wanted to work with Mike Keith. And now that he's taken his dream job, which I'm happy for him, but nobody's going to replace his voice. I can't think of his name right now. He did do a bad job this last season, but there still is never a replacement for Mike Keith. It's just you making your own staple. And so now we're seeing the regime change of everybody else. So it sucks because it's something that I actually really liked Amy's reporting in her shows and how she, did in her job. She did a great job. So wish her the best, but we must move forward.
She managed a sports podcast in the offseason, which I can tell you as of right now is not an easy thing to do. Especially an official one like that. They're actually big time. They're bona fide, as we like to say. But the wish her nothing but the best. She had 2 kids while she were here. We both are dads. We watched our wives bear children and whatnot. And I remember that picture of her on the sidelines, very pregnant, walking up and down the sidelines. I was like, that lady is a trooper, an absolute trooper. So all the best to Amy Wells out there. I hope wherever she ends up next, that's something she really wants to do. Very talented lady. Wish her nothing but the best. Okay. It is a little interesting. We talked about, you touched on the changeover there, so I'll kind of dive into that. What do you think about the rotating player sideline reporter? That's a weird way to do it.
I'm
I'm not
just
really sure.
say publicity. Heard the fans. Not happy? Let's try and tie this in. Throw it around. Do we feel better?
I guess so. They had Will Bowling go out there, and what I hate is surely they know people could see through your crap, right? Will Bowling gets on Twitter and goes, "As a Titans fan, my whole life, I'm so happy to have Ramon there." Like, you stop it. I know what you're trying to do. Okay, you're both co-hosts in the morning here or whatnot, and I will reiterate again: I do not hate Ramon Foster. I think he will do a good job. My problem is this is a Titans team. He is a former Steeler, and you have plenty of Titans to choose from. That is the problem. I don't hate Ramon. I wish him the best. I'm sure he will do a good job. However, it should be a former Titan. I don't think that's that big of a stretch. Imagine if they did this. I laugh because people always say, "Oh, you should just give him a chance" or whatnot. Imagine if they did this on the Packers. Imagine if they did this in the 49ers. Imagine if people would lose their minds and they would be rightfully defended and justified in doing so. So I would just like the same condition, please. All right. That's all I'm saying. What I'm saying. But yeah, in this harsh reality of social media, if you say one thing that's like, well, I think you could have somebody else other than Ramon Foster. So you hate Ramon Foster. You're all these things. So no, I do not. He's going to do a good job. Here's the one for you. Do you think he's the guy in the future as well? Do you think Ramon Foster stays at that position next year, or do you think they take a look at Keith Bullock or something along those lines?
I mean, if anything changes, I wonder if it's going to be because he chooses to step away more than it's going to be like, hey, we're going to move a different direction. Because I think he will do good enough, but it's just, is he hearing the noise with the fans? Is he going to respect that? Is he just going to be like, I kind of want to step back and go back to my old role and allow that kind of to be filled? That's kind of where I would see this direction going. Otherwise, if he really nails it and everything ends up working out, I could see him possibly staying. But
I'd be curious because it is on 104.5 The Zone, your home for your Tennessee Titans on the radio, that if there's a niche there, like, okay, hey, we're your flagship, but you're going to have to do something for us here and put Ramon on there. Maybe something like that's going on. I don't know. Look, he'll probably kill it and people will just forget it all, but I won't. I'm a grumpy old man now. I hold grudges. I get so angry. Okay. Oh, let's see. There's just this little small thing of Nashville gets the draft in 2030. Everybody, the little city that could, the Music City gets it. They're going to kill it. They're building hotels like madmen out there. The skyline slowly changing.
They're throwing a party.
They threw a party 3 years before the party. It was amazing. Shut down Broadway. Looks totally fun. Thousands of people. Thousands of people showed up Wednesday in the rain to celebrate this. I freaking love it. Let's freaking go. And that is just a small modicum of what you will see of when the Super Bowl coming here. Brandon, did you ever thought you would see something like this? I never did.
Not for Nashville. No, sir. Nope. No. But I know the draft party, everybody did enjoy it. The only thing people were throwing a fit about was crowd, but welcome to NFL events.
100%.
And now it's going to get even bougier once that new stadium's up. So
new stadium's up. They're clearing out the entire East Bank across there. The whole place is going to look absolutely fabulous here soon, and we cannot wait. So congratulations. Nashville is always a city that will punch above its weight and will look for any excuse to throw a party, and this one is going to be a giant excuse. And we hope y'all come down here. You hear, and have a great time. Tip your bartenders. Anyway, so I think that's all for the housekeeping here. I don't see any other news. We had OTAs. And we cannot do what freaking Doofus did on A to Z Sports. And he's like, I'm not saying to overreact. I'm just saying Tate's flipping awesome. So he's like stoking the flame and trying not to. He's doing that guy in the insurance. Oh, you got to be quicker than that. Oh, he's like tantalizing you, So that being said, I will say it is nice to have a first-round draft pick wide receiver actually look like a first-round draft pick wide receiver. That is what I will say about it. Did you have the same thought I did, especially for that two-handed toe tap? That was cinema.
Already just watching the connections already start, not only just with him, but some of the other wide receivers. It just seems like everybody's hitting cylinders just right. Even some of these undrafted guys. I mean, like, the way they're practicing looks like a football team, and I feel like we've been waiting for just us to look like a football team for the longest time at this phase. So, but yeah, when you spend a 4th overall pick on somebody, you're expecting them to come out the gate and look like somebody who's going to be a stud. And so far, he's showing us those signs.
So far, so good. I need those pads to get on, Brandon. I need those pads on bad.
Yes.
I need them on bad. I think the thing I most love about OTAs is how vocal Wendell Robinson is. He could have come in and been like super money bags guy, but he is out there. He is yelling at guys for not being on time. Him and Cam already have a connection, and they seem to be working on timing and everything. I freaking love that. This is a Borgo type. He loves these leadership type of guys that keep your foundation strong. So I'm about it. So if he has a type, this is the kind of type he likes. He loves the vocal, strong leaders. That's what he's going for. Now we'll see when it gets down the road if he has enough vocal young, strong leaders that he can take a chance on somebody later. But as of right now, he is building that foundation, and it seems to be working. So that I'm excited about. Okay, we have done our share of our obligatory Tennessee Titans talk. We have fulfilled the quota. We've done it. So we will move on to the preview of the AFC West, everybody. And I'm going to start with the questions here for Mr. Knowles, the wise man himself, Mr. Knowles. I need you to come out like Paul Heyman. Ladies and gentlemen. So we'll go ahead and start. And I'm going to start with the Raiders here. I don't think Mendoza is starting. Do you think Mendoza is starting?
Nope. Brady's already made it clear. He likes the sit, let him learn, let the veteran take over, bridge it over.
Would have been nice to have last year. But the quarterback market being what it is, you just don't have a lot of these guys that can hold the fort down. Do you see Mendoza starting at any point this year?
I think so, because I think there's going to be a point where it's not going to be just Brady's call. It's going to be multiple people saying, we're not pushing this again, and we want to try some new, fresh. So my guesstimation, just to even tie in a little bit with how they're going to do, I could see at least week 6, which is typically a pretty common point where we start a shift if somebody's starting to switch.
Right. I mean, that would make Kirko Chains playing absolutely abysmal, throwing the multiple like he did in Atlanta, where he just fell off a cliff and everything just was bad. But good luck, kid. You're out there in Vegas. Hey, you paid a center $82 million for 2 years, so I hope it works out for you.
I mean, you paid Cousins a lot of money too, so I mean, give it time.
No, you did. Where do you think their ceiling is, the Raiders? Are they? You think they're kind of like us? Like I have us about 6, 7, or 8. Try in that kind of area.
I'm still kind of low on them because I know they had this whole fiasco with where they were going to trade Crosby, and then all that fell through, and nobody wants to trade the Raiders blood there with they can't trust the GM to hold his deal. That's a whole nother conversation. But I'm looking at them as maybe like a 3 to 5 win team.
Okay. I mean, that's fine. I mean, when I clip this, the Raiders fans are going to be in your DMs, but that's your business if that's what you want to do.
Come on.
No, I go ahead, fill them up, fill it up, share the show, get mad at us, comment on it. Go for it. We're about it. So we stand on business here at Fanboys Unleashed Pigskin Perspective. Okay, that's about really. I think the big questions about the Raiders are all going to go around those quarterbacks, Kirko Chains and Mendoza. Their picture of the stepbrothers was absolutely perfection. It was
they nailed
funny.
It. That was perfect.
Absolutely nailed it. But it's up to them to take that next step. If they can start to take it, And Clint Kubiak, boy, oh boy, do you have your work cut out for you, bud. Good luck. Because it is, it hardly ever starts out pretty. So good luck to you. Okay, we have reached the point of the Chargers. Big topic of debate, no matter where you are in social media, when it comes to the Chargers and their quarterback, Justin Herbert. A guy I absolutely want to love, and then he just doesn't do it. What are your thoughts on Justin Herbert?
It's kind of the question of when do you start the hot seat talk about him as their QB.
Right.
And it's not just because, do I think that they give him the best to succeed? No, but when it's come to the big times when it really matters to not make mistakes, it's actually Herbert making the mistakes.
Right.
And even if you don't have, you're the top of the line wide receivers or aging wide receivers, that's still no excuse for him to play this last off season playoff time where he actually threw all these picks. I was just like, I want to root for you, man, but you're giving me nothing to root for, and you're just shooting yourselves in the foot. And then, what looked like to be a great year and great push just ended up going in the toilet. So
out with a whimper. Yeah, that's what it felt like to me. But he, I remember when he first came out and he was such a shock to us all. And we'd see like the stat line, 329 yards, 4 touchdowns, and they somehow lost 35-28, along
you
those
loved
lines.
Your fantasy moments.
Oh yeah. I was just sitting there like, man, this guy's great. I'm about this, this Oregon quarterback comes in, didn't throw over like 40 yards or something in a pass all year. And here he comes and he's just skinning that thing. So I just I don't want to give up on him, but I'm starting to feel like I probably should. This year, he's just got to do it. He's got to do it because I'm losing hope here. I'm losing hope. So
I made the joke that that playoff game he just kept throwing picks. I'm like, is he pulling a Sam Darnold? Is he seeing ghosts?
Yeah, something along those lines. Sam Darnold's laughing at us now with his ring. Boy, it's such a rarity that you have a quarterback. You know what they are in year 3, and then here comes Sam Darnold in year 5 and completely reinvents himself. Amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. I don't even know how else to say it. I love it. Good for the kid. Good for the kid. If the Chargers don't succeed, are we going to start looking at Harbaugh here as far as I'm not saying you're going to change him immediately or whatnot, but does the seat get hot for him as well? Because this is year 3 of him, something like that. Year 3, year 4. I can't quite recall, but
I think we're coming into 3.
I don't know if he can sit there and say, well, Herbert's not the guy, so it's not really my fault or blah, blah, blah. I'm sure the Vikings will give you JJ if it really makes you feel good.
Oh, geez.
But the Lord have mercy. But do you think if this season doesn't go well, does the leash on Harbaugh start to tug a little bit?
I think he starts to get lukewarm and rides that into the next season. And then definitely you'll see that start sizzling a lot more if we continue to see this kind of fall apart than what it is.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely agree. I just don't know how often they could do it because I fully believed in Harbaugh. I thought it was a great hire. I thought things were going to turn around rather quickly, and it hasn't. So I don't know how patient everybody is in the front office there. I don't know how they feel about Herbert's long-time answers. There's some question marks with the Chargers, quite a bit of them. And they've got to figure out what they're going to say. Okay.
They've tried to address the O-line. They've tried to bring in wide receivers. They've tried to hold the defense. Actually, the defense was the offense. So usually it was the other way around. He just had no defense to help him while he was building up the points. Now it was the other way around. So yeah, it's a tough call. So part of that's maybe he can blame the GM, give himself more time, but outside of that, I don't see much more.
No, I don't either, unfortunately. All right. Chiefs, how about them Chiefs? Patrick Mahomes coming in off an ACL injury. He's got the Super Bowl MVP now in the backfield who can catch and run people over. Do you think, are you like me in the way of thinking that Kenneth Walker here is going to carry the load a little bit earlier in the season?
For sure. Absolutely. I think he may actually be a reason that Kelsey's numbers go up compared to how they were last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to be that swift knife that they need instead of just having either that one wide receiver that's speedy or Kelsey just doing it all. They finally actually will have somebody who's good at either punching the hole or being able to avoid a tackle and still more yards. So I'm curious to see how Andy Reid really plays with him in this offense.
Like, because I feel like if you trot Patrick Mahomes out there, like a couple of things. One, there's no way he's 100%. I don't buy it. He's not going to go out there and just be running around. I just don't think it's going to happen. I also don't think that that he is going to be the same old Patrick Mahomes until he gets more comfortable. Now, does that happen middle of the season or whatever else? But I think that signing of Kenneth Walker IV is way more significant than anybody's giving it credit for. And I think we're going to see Andy Reid cultivate a run game. I don't think I've ever seen Andy Reid, a West Coast guy, cultivate a run game. It should be interesting. So with Kenneth Walker there, and you kind of touched on it or whatnot, this is going to help Travis Kelce, right, in the long run. This being his final year, more than likely.
100%.
Yeah. Nice little play 100%. Action passes.
I think, I don't think he's not the same Kelce he was. He's got the mileage. He's got the hits. He's slowing down. His life's distracted, as much as we don't want to say that, but the T Swift effect is the true thing. So, and that's not a bad thing. Good for him. I'm happy for him. Best to you, Kelce.
Sure.
I mean, when it comes to the football, he's definitely got the wear and tear from it. So we'll see how this year goes, especially they tend to get a wide receiver and all of a sudden something happens there. They don't have that wide receiver no more due to legal reasons. But so I think you'll see a pretty good uptick between Kelce and Walker getting not only his rushing yards, but he's going to get his passes too. And so that's going to open up the wave to let Kelce not be the only distraction on that offense.
Yeah. Yeah, they definitely need something. And then Rashid Rice has to serve 30 days for breaking parole or whatever it was. Yep. Goodness gracious.
Yep.
If you're Andy Reid, I mean, you're already bald, but if you had hair, it'd be gone at this point. I mean, it's just like one thing after the other. I don't know what's going on over there in Kansas City. Don't you guys love the barbecue? Just sit down, calm down, eat the barbecue. Have a great time. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. Next up, we have who I think is probably going to be the division winner here, unless Kansas City really shows up here. You have the Denver Broncos. I don't understand their free agency, why they didn't push harder for some guys. I felt like they could have kind of put themselves over the top. I'm not super football brainiac guy, but I am curious to why they didn't add more in free agency. But do you think that Denver do you think they stay consistent here and keep being ferocious, or do you think they kind of move on? What? Uh-oh. He has left me. He's left me all alone. Well, gang, now it's my show. I'm here now. I've taken over. We'll see what happened to Mr. Brandon there. But I am curious if you guys are in the chat or anything like that, what you think about Bo Nix, and is he going to come back just fine from that ankle injury? Is everything all hunky-dory with everything, and their defense is still just going to keep slugging it out over and over again? All these questions for sure are going to be raised up when it comes to the AFC West. I don't really know whether they're going to push it. The games last year for Denver were really strange. It seemed like they just kind of had to win it at the end. So, hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, are you back, Brandon? Uh-oh. He's frozen again. The internet has betrayed him.
I know.
Yeah.
Are we here?
AI is taking him out. They've had enough.
All right, I'm back. I think I'm back.
Skynet has taken him out. That's it. He's had enough. So here's Denver. I really wish they did more in free agency. They didn't. They got the stud wide receiver whose name eludes me at the moment. And then, do you think they have done enough? Do you think that defense is still going to be absolutely ferocious next year?
I do. I think so. I think that's the biggest reason why they didn't push so hard in free agency, because they were just looking to fill everything they needed with younger guys, which saved them cap space while keeping as many guys as they already did. I'm curious to see how the D line's going to be. It's the next man up mentality, because we now have that in Franklin Myers to go with our Jeffrey Simmons. So that is a piece that they did lose. So we'll see how that front continues to be dominant, but they do have edge rushers nonetheless. So, and then not only that, they have the coverage cornerbacks to give them the time to get the sack. So I don't see that changing just because that one's D lineman left.
Surtain is such a stud.
Pieces. Oh, yeah.
Surtain is he's so good. He's phenomenal to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's rare that you these cornerbacks that are so good, they come along ever so often, but man, when they do, it's so much fun to watch. I'm very curious about Bo Nix. I don't know. I would like to find a stat about quarterbacks returning from broken ankles, legs the next year, if they can either be a trend buster or everything's all hunky-dory. I'd be very curious about that. They had some very strange games last year where they really kind of just showed up in the fourth quarter and won the whole thing. I don't think you should play that way all the time. Yep. I think there is a shelf life for that kind of thing. But I think they are looking at Bo Nix like, hey, we really have to string this together. Like, you can't just be like, let's throw it all in the fourth quarter. Let's win this thing. Let's keep this game totally in our control and not have to worry about it. But that being said, what do you want to see from Bo Nix next year? Or what do you think you're going to see?
I think the biggest thing is like, he starts pretty strong in games, and usually when he doesn't, there's usually some trouble. And then, like you said, it's towards the end of the game where things start heating up, and it's just because they're having to move the ball down the field. And usually there's a lot of lacks in coverage, but it's the in-between stuff where they go 3 and out, and then they just you have the good defense to do that. But when you face the better teams, you're going to struggle against that method. So having that consistency, scoring your points, and actually being a solid team and playing the complementary football, you're going to have success. But that's going to be at the realm of that QB being consistent. And that's for anybody. So,
all right. Out of all these teams, who is the last place in the AFC West division? Still Raiders?
Well, we already know that's the Raiders.
All right. I mean, we're going to do this a couple more times this, offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it. I also have the Raiders there. I have Denver winning it. Do you think Kansas City gets in there, or do you think Denver wins it?
I think KC will be close, but it's really going to stem on what Patrick Mahomes is going to be starting and how he ends up going midseason. Is he going to return to old Mahomes? So it's really going to be between those two for sure, but I can see Denver still taking the top again.
Man, just imagine if the Chargers actually get their crap together. It will be an absolute sight to see. And I want to believe in Herbert. Like, I want to in my soul.
Yeah.
I got to see it. I got to see it. All right. We have fulfilled our 30-minute quota. We are awesome. That's how we do it. Do you have a take you hate this evening? It's okay if you don't.
At this time, I do not.
Okay. It is the off season, pretty quiet out there. I also do not have a take I hate. I haven't really seen anything to make me go, ugh, or anything like that. But, you know.
I mean, I guess we could say the take we love is no more Vrabel, Rossini, no more
news. It's very quiet, quiet week. You know, I was expecting like, oh, by the way, they rented a camel in Egypt. What? Like, you know, anything like that. But Brandon, thank you as always for coming on. We've done it again. I am getting ready for a party tomorrow for my 40th birthday. Pray for your boy. And I look forward to doing this again next Saturday at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. What's up? I didn't hear you. Oh, no. Has the internet betrayed Brandon once again? Bad internet. Very bad internet. There it is. There. I don't know. Can we hear you? Oh, bad internet. It has shut him out. He does not exist. I'm sure what you're saying is very funny. I'm assured that everything you're saying is very clever and very funny. Dynamite material that we desperately need. Oh my goodness. Oh man. There you are. Are you good? Your call is very important to us. Yeah. Man, microphone, bad internet. We are canceling our AT&T internet. We're putting new internet for Brandon Knowles, everybody. R.I.P. big fella. R.I.P. I think he's kind of moving there. I can see him moving. Yeah, but he can't hear him. He does not even talk. What does it mean? He's going to hold up signs for us. It's going to be like The Martian where he has to do that weird alphabet with the camera to get words out. Something along those lines. All right. Well, that is the show, everybody. Thank you for watching Pigskin Perspective only on the Fanboys Unleashed Network. You can catch him on Twitter at TitansFan93. You can catch me at Mr. First Down on Twitter. We appreciate you. Please like and subscribe. We will see you later. If I actually put the outro on here. I'm a big boy now. I've made it. I've absolutely made it in life. So let me see if it'll actually play. Wouldn't that be something? Oh, Lord have mercy. What a fun time. Don't sweat it, Brandon. We all have the can't get this thing to work blues for whatever reason. So don't sweat it, big guy. We will figure it out. We will figure it out together. Anyway, thank you all for watching Fanboys Unleashed Pigskin Perspective. We will see you next Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Central Time.